person that you're sitting next to, like you, or this person that you're sitting across from, no matter what color they are, what's going on right now, it matters for all of us, it matters for all of us.
And, you know, even more teachable moments during this time, you know, obviously it's a very unsettling time, but it's also a teachable time. And I know that you both have been speaking out about how to talk about race with your kids. I mean, what are some kind of tips and advice that you share with, you know, your friends, your family, and, you know, everybody else that is a follower of you?
Well, I really want to first say that, like, we 100% stand with Black Lives Matter. And I know this is such an unfortunate time to have to be in this situation, but I'm also really grateful that we have the time and people are finally opening up and listening and having these really, really hard conversations, you know? And I know that we've had talks with our daughter and she's so receptive to it and asks so many questions because she only wants to know more, you know? And I sometimes think as parents, we always want to like shield our kids and protect them so much. But I think these kids are really ready to have these hard conversations and they want to know more and they want to get involved and see how they can make change, you know? So I think we look at Gen Z as being really powerful. Like the conversations my daughter has with us, but also with her friends is like, man, I've never had those kind of conversations, you know? And I really wish I had. So I think we're all having them now because it's never too late. We're doing it now. And I feel like I have such a great teacher who's always found the right words and tried his best to always help educate me and bring me on board. And so I feel really grateful to even have him really helping me through this journey.
Yeah, and it is. It's just, I think, you know, and listen, we too are figuring this out with everyone else. So I also don't want to give the imagery of, you know, what we're putting on social media and things like that to be like we are experts in it, because we're actually, we're just in it. You see what I'm saying? And we just have to be sharing the process. But I think what's helped us a lot too is just education. You know what I'm saying? Just education that we might not have had in our history books and things like that. Because once we know all of the things that were shielded from us and all that, then I think we're able to connect much more on a human level, right? And because the only way that, you know, pushing Black Lives Matter forward and pushing it to a human level is everybody has to look at it as not just like, oh, that's a Black problem. So meaning, well, I could just turn my back to it and just be like, oh, I donated money. Like I can just turn my back. It's like, no. We're talking about humans, like the person that you're sitting next to, like you, or this person that you're sitting across from, no matter what color they are, what's going on right now, it matters for all of us, it matters for all of us. So we have to get involved to make sure that, you know, this inequality and these terrible, unjust things that have been happening,
and are still happening,
and that are still happening to this day, that we don't turn a blind eye to them, or that we don't get into a moment where we throw some money at it and then we feel good, and then we don't discuss it anymore. The most important thing that's happening right now is this communication, these conversations. Because conversations can then turn into action, and then accountability, and then more action. Where sometimes I'm not saying the donation is bad. It's not at all. But that's not it. That's only a part of it. It's these conversations and these actions that have to continue taking place.
No, definitely. Like you said, I mean, it's all about education. It's all about conversation. And you have to keep talking about it. Otherwise, change won't get done. Definitely. I mean, how are you guys, speaking of education, how are you guys feeling about homeschooling?
Listen, if she is the truth, like, because, you know, I mean, first and foremost, let's say this, first and foremost, is that teachers, when this thing gets lifted and school comes back in, teachers need to be paid more, period. Like that's 100%. Without question. We already knew that, but now we know, no. You know what I'm saying? And
like we know now.
We know. Like, yeah. And honestly, she's been fantastic, like putting together the lesson plans and that whole thing. Maddox knows, you know, a whole bunch of shapes now, number recognition, letter recognition, you know, that type thing. Yeah. So it's just like, but you know, her patience level is great. And I say her patience levels, because I tried it, and I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I'm not the most patient when it comes to homeschooling. So I feel
I don't think you're the only one.
You know, it's funny because I never thought of myself ever going down the path of like wanting to ever be a homeschool teacher. But I've actually learned that I really enjoy it.
Yeah.
I've had so much fun. Like I said, I love doing do-it-yourself projects. So coming out with like new ideas and like making little activities for Maddox to learn with has been awesome.
Absolutely.
But we're also talking about preschool level. So we're gonna see how it goes for the junior high with our daughter. I don't know how that might have to be more on him. She's great at like self-tasking herself and getting her like homework and stuff done on her own. So he'll definitely be probably checking all of that, and I'll be working with the preschooler.
I was gonna say, Allison, you're probably the only one that I've talked to that said that they like the homeschooling. So
it's been really fun. Like, and like I think there's a lot of satisfaction with like having your son wake up like, are we doing a lesson today? You're like, yes.
I'm doing it right.